All right, let's move on. Let's get to the classified documents saga, which is false and fake. I mean, not false, but like, it's just Republicans are trying to make this happen. Let's see if they get any luck out of this.
President Biden's response to the documents marked classified found at his former office. Before his return from a trip to Mexico, Mr. Biden said he was, quote, surprised by the discovery, and the White House is fully cooperating with the Justice Department review. Republicans in Congress have launched their own investigation. Adriana Diaz broke the story, and she joins us with the very latest. Adriana, good morning.
Good morning, Vlad. One question lawmakers want answered is how much Mr. Biden knew about the presence of the roughly 10 documents and when. CBS News has learned the president was informed on November 2nd, the very day the documents were discovered, less than a week before the midterm elections.
People know I take classified documents and classified information seriously.
In Mexico Tuesday, President Biden said he was surprised to learn classified government records were discovered in November at a private office he used after his vice presidency.
But I don't know what's in the documents. I've turned over the boxes. They've turned over the boxes to the archives, and we're cooperating fully with the review, and which I hope will be finished soon.
A source tells CBS News Mr. Biden was informed the day the documents were discovered. Another source tells us the documents, which were found inside a box in a locked closet, had multiple levels of classification and included highly classified material. The Republican-led House Oversight Committee has announced it is launching an investigation and asked the White House for all documents retrieved from President Biden's personal office and a list of who had access to that office.
This happened November 2nd. Joe Biden said he would be the most transparent president in American history. Why are we just now learning this?
The inquiry is drawing comparisons to the investigation into former President Trump's handling of classified documents. In that case, more than 300 were recovered from Mar-a-Lago last year after Trump resisted multiple requests to turn them over. Trump Tuesday questioned the lack of disclosure, posting, "Why didn't the Justice Department announce the highly classified documents found in the Biden?"
I don't know, maybe because when the Justice Department was investigating your classified document shit, they also didn't want to announce it in a similar capacity. And as long as you were cooperating, which you stopped cooperating with, they were not going to announce it. As a matter of fact, they didn't even want to announce the raid. You're the one who announced it, dumbass. The raid. So, like, the fuck is this? What is this conversation? It's just funny because honestly, this is the Al Sharpton. What was it? Al Sharpton? Fuck. What was? Oh my God! It was was his name Al Sharpton? It was, right? I'm not fucking this up. No, not Al Sharpton. God damn it! Roy Moore versus Al Franken. Thank you. Not Al Sharpton. Sharpen. This is the Al Franken conversation to Roy Moore. Like, one of the allegations is like way more serious than the other, but Republicans are like, well, it's in the same range, so it must be the same.
Office before the election. Democrats pushed back against any wrongdoing by Mr. Biden. Should the discovery of President Biden's classified documents been disclosed before the midterms?
What President Biden did was disclose this to the archives.
I love this, though. I mean, let him fight.
Let law enforcement know. That is exactly the way that you should handle this.
A source tells CBS News the Justice Department's review, led by U.S. Attorney John Lausch, a Trump appointee, is largely done. Republicans are asking top intelligence officials for a damage assessment. Gail.
All right, Adriana, thank you very much.
Now to the unrelenting storms hitting California, leaving more than a dozen people dead. Most of the state is under a flood watch, and now there's an avalanche risk as the snow piles up. Matt Rivers is in Douglas County, Nevada, with the latest. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning. As the rest of the state, or most of the rest of the state, is dealing with record amounts of rain here in the Sierra Nevada mountains, as you can see, it has been nothing but snow, measured not in inches, but in feet. This morning, California inundated as catastrophic storms pummeled the state. In the Sierra Nevada Mammoth Mountain, getting dumped on. Authorities partially shutting down Interstate 80 due to high winds and whiteout conditions. The death toll climbing to at least 17, with that number expected to grow.
We've had less people die in the last 2 years of major wildfires in California that have died since New Year's Day related to this weather.
As the state gets hit from the north to the south, rushing water.
Say it with me, chat. Say it with me, chat. You tune in at the same time. I eat once a day. What I'm eating is your mother's pussy. Stop fucking saying, oh my God, you eat all the time. I eat at the same time every day. I'm live 8 hours a day. I just eat once a day, and it happens to be at the same exact time. If you tune in every single time at the same fucking time, yeah, poor guy got banned for that, and now you got banned for asking. Okay? People literally think I'm like a robot. It's crazy.
Turning roads to rivers. The Golden State has gotten between 400 to 600% above average rainfall totals. Some parts seeing more than 36 inches of rain since Christmas. That's put 90% of residents on flood watch. In Montecito, tractors working to clear the mud-covered roadways while residents wait under evacuation orders. Across the state, tens of thousands ordered to evacuate and hundreds of thousands more hunkering down, affected by power outages, flooding, lightning, and even hail in San Francisco. Forecasters now warn that storms will continue for at least another week and could bring up to 10 more inches of rain to Northern California in the coming days. In the past 24 hours, dozens of dramatic incidents across California. In the Santa Cruz area, this tree ripped from the saturated ground. And Michael, there has been so much snow in parts of the Sierra Nevada mountains that in just the last month, they've gotten more snow here than they would normally in an entire season. Michael?
That could be overwhelming, Matt. Thank you so much for that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC.
Please bring back cooking streams. No, because I don't even cook. Are you safe where you are? Yeah. I was a little worried that like I had some flooding or something going on because like there was like a smell of sewage. And I was legitimately worried, but first of all, the rain has stopped, luckily, today. And secondly, it was nothing. The smell has gone away, so we're good. New details. I'm skipping the Massachusetts mom. I don't know what this is, but new details in the Idaho College murders.
Idaho College murders investigation. Brian Koberger, the suspect, is due in court tomorrow as students return to classes. And investigators share new details about what he was doing before his arrest. Mola Lengi joins with the details. Good morning, Mola.
Well, good morning, George. Those new details are shedding light on how investigators say they were able to link Koberger, the 28-year-old PhD student, directly to the crime scene and the murder weapon.
This morning, as the suspect accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students prepares to head back to court, new details emerging about Brian Koberger's actions before his arrest. ABC News learning from a law enforcement source that federal investigators observed him in Pennsylvania around 4 a.m. as he discarded garbage in his neighbor's trash.
Guys, stop saying this is Germa. Germa's not real. This is, however, what would be Germa if Germa was real.
Just days before his arrest, trash ending up being key in the case. Police linking Koberger to the murders by collecting his father's DNA from trash outside the family home and matching that to DNA they say they discovered on the button snap of a knife sheath that was on the bed next to the body of victim Madison Mogen.
If I had 1 or 2 words to describe Maddie Mae, it would be just an angel, and that she just made me proud.
Ben Mogen speaking about his daughter Madison to ABC News and describing the moment law enforcement told him they'd made an arrest in the case.
And he said, Ben, this is the day that we've been waiting for.
Ben also describing his emotions while reading the evidence law enforcement say they had gathered against Koberger.
I broke down, and I just cried. I could only take so much of that, and I cried. I still haven't read the rest of it.
The police affidavit claiming investigators believe the 4 college students were killed between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. They say one of the surviving roommates was awake at the time of the murders and told police she witnessed the intruder, seeing a masked man coming toward her before he walked out through a sliding glass door, the roommate then locking her door. Police say later that morning, the 2 surviving roommates called friends to the house because they thought one of the victims had simply passed out and wasn't waking up. The 911 call finally coming around noon. Officials say the 2 surviving roommates are not suspects. Overnight, Kaylee Gonsalves' sister, Olivia, saying Kaylee and Madison did everything right that night.
I don't understand how, like, they didn't see, there was no blood. Like, it actually is, there's so much that's confusing to me.
They went out together. They called for a ride. They went to a known establishment. They did everything you would want your daughter or your sister to do in that situation. You're supposed to grow up together. That's your God-given best friend. And so we're left with not only missing them and exactly who they were, but wondering who they were going to become.
On the University of Idaho campus, second semester classes began this week with heightened security. Meanwhile, Koberger, who was extradited back to Idaho last week, is scheduled to be in court tomorrow morning, guys.
Okay, Mola, thanks. Let's bring in our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. And Dan, that evidence from the trash bin, so damning.
Well, because they were able to link that back to the crime scene. That's why it's so damning, is they've got this knife sheath that's at the crime scene where they find DNA that matches the family of Brian Koberger. That's why it's so damning. Now, this does raise another question, right, which is supposedly this criminology student, right, who knows the way that things work. It shows you that if he is actually the guy, boy, was he bad at this. I mean, he made mistake after mistake after mistake, and in this case, the authorities actually watching him. So not only do they end up with the DNA evidence, but they have an additional piece in that, well, wait a sec, why is he trying to bring this over to his neighbor's garbage?
It seems like they have a strong case against him. Could he try to strike a plea deal? And if not, as a defense attorney, how do you approach it?
Well, so first let's talk about a possible plea deal. We talked about this the other day with George. The only thing I think that prosecutors would consider accepting.
Of course, the guy who's responsible for the Cops TV show is going to be backseat crime advising him on this.
Would be a guilty plea, maybe to take the death penalty off the table. That's the only kind of plea deal I could see possibly happening here. But if this case goes to trial, expect the defense to attack the buckets of evidence separately, right? They're going to attack the DNA evidence separately from the cell phone evidence. Cell phone evidence separately from the evidence of the car. What prosecutors will try and do is bring it all together and tell one story saying, watch the car, follow the cell phone, now match it with the DNA, bring it together. Defense attorneys will try and pick it apart piece by piece.
You talked about the prosecutors because there's still no known motive,
Was it
and
live
there doesn't
PD?
appear to be a connection between the suspect and the victims. Do prosecutors need to make a connection? Do they need to establish a motive?
They don't. They don't. And that remains one of the most bizarre things about this case, right? Which is, why did he do this? Why? And they don't have to answer that question in court to potentially get a conviction. But the world still wants to know.
The families want to know.
The families want to know. Everyone in that community wants to know, why would he have done this? And this certainly does lead people to speculate, was it again just because he was a criminology student trying to see if he could somehow beat the system? We don't know. But that is something that they're continuing to investigate.
Okay, Dan Abrams, thank you very much. Much more in the story is coming up.
Listen, criminology students don't become murderers or study criminology to become murderers. If they want to do that, they'll go and join the police force, okay? Which many of them do. So they can legally do it, okay? That's it. Unless they're, on the other side, like forensics, shit like that, important investigative parts of criminology, important investigative parts of like the process of crime and stopping it from happening, things like that. He just fucked up. He fucked up and avoided that step. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't become a cop to do the murder. He just did the murder before becoming a cop, fucking up everything in the process. Just like you can skip a step and just not watch at the top of the hour for 3 minutes when the top of the hour ad break comes. Now, of course, if you want to avoid the ad break, if you want an uninterrupted broadcast experience, well, then all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5. Or you can do for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You get one free Prime subscription a month. Use it on your favorite broadcaster with the best segues. What is this? That's not Cristiano Ronaldo. No way. Oh my God, dude. You can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. You can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Okay. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. This is insane. Yeah, he didn't get the fucking Cristiano Ronaldo tattoo. He went and got the tattoo of the fucking busted statue. I actually don't understand how you could be so fucking rich. I mean, I guess it's for content, right? It's got to be for content, right? Like, how the fuck are you like a 17-year-old millionaire, multi-millionaire, and this is the tattoo that you get? Okay, 594 out of 10. Yeah, I'll take it. That wasn't my best.
Friday night, 2020, horror in Idaho, the student murders. That's at 9/8 Central.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff.